Okay. Well, before I got up here, I thought I had it perfectly formulated. And there's kind of like these fuzzy edges around this, but
What we saw in you as you were out there was a determination, even more than an allowance. But the determination is strong enough that it's our expectation that as we have this conversation, that the not so much fuzzy edges but rigid edges will soften.
okay, good. All right, so I'm practicing the law of attraction. I mean, it's there. I never wake up in the morning knowing that this is a law of attraction universe and that I'm creating it. And I've had a lot of like things happen to me financially, economically, lose money, bad deals, things getting smashed, objects disappearing, things getting stolen, all this stuff. I go, that's okay.
Today?
No, not today.
Oh, then it's old news.
Yeah, I know. I'm prefacing
You
this.
just decided to drag it forward?
Okay. So how come with that practice?
Which practice?
The practice of law of attraction, saying this is okay. I mean, the last trip someone stole my camera, and I said, that's okay. And I really felt good. About 10 seconds later, I said, okay, well, that's lawful. I created that, and then I can get a new one, and it's all okay. And then I just went on and have a merry time. So in relationship, I brought my girlfriend on this trip, and I find that when like I'm tuned in, I'm happy, I'm having a great time, I love everybody on this ship, I love coming on the cruises, and then something takes me out, and it's the essence is when it's really strong that I feel that I get the designation of being the accountable person for her emotions. Like it is me, it's me, and it's strong. It actually this is like a.
Is it your perception or hers, or did you get your perception from her perception? Whose screwy idea was that?
Well, I'll just explain what manifests is that just I become guarded and less.
Well, it's easy to do that. It's easy to get off on something and then focus on it, and then the momentum of it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
But the key is to catch it sooner. And the thing that's so almost contradictory about even this whole experience of Abraham interfacing with all of you in the hot seat with questions and answers and problems and solutions and so forth, is that to a certain degree we are encouraging an acknowledgement of the improvement that you seek. And the key is to be more focused toward the improvement and less upon the reason for needing the improvement. In other words, more on the answer than the question, and more on the solution than the problem. And yet both are sort of necessary. When we ask you to surrender to the flow, and we mean to the flow of well-being, and you picture a river flowing, well, there are banks that could be seen as the resistance that is necessary for the flow of the stream. All of it is necessary, isn't it? So some resistance helps you to focus in your decision of what you want, and it isn't any bigger than that. Don't make it any bigger than that.
Okay, it only took me a couple of drinks to get over it last time. So.
Well,
that's progress.
Maybe we're barking up the wrong tree. Bring on the alcohol.
Okay, I'll go for Diet Coke next time.
We're not discouraging anything. We've had discussions before with you and with others, and so where are you now? Because we know that you came to this gathering with this experience in mind and other experiences like it, and we know that it matters a lot because you want to get along and you want to feel good, and it's not easy when there are two of you who are together a lot. It's not easy to see yourself as an individual in this world. There's this coupling that happens where there's such a merging of your desires and such a merging of your experiences that it almost feels like you've got too many energies to control. So you come to feel responsible for what your partner is offering vibrationally, or certainly how your partner is responding to you. And it's much easier to be moving through life experience where it's just you and your inner being. So it's just the two of you finding alignment. And yet that's never the case, because your mother was involved at one time, and peers and teachers and so forth. But we understand that on a day-to-day basis, it's not easy to see yourself as singularly relating to your inner being as we would like you to be, because those people up close to you feel like they have an impact in your experience, but it is because you are responding to them all the time. And here's the answer. When you get that clear in your mind, that it's you and your girlfriend, and it's you and your friends, and it's you and this person, and you and this person, but let's say you and your girlfriend, you and your girlfriend, you and your girlfriend, you and your girlfriend, you and your girlfriend. It's you and your inner being, and it's you and your girlfriend. It's you and your inner being, and it's you and your girlfriend. And when you finally get it, that it's you and your inner being, and 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 your girlfriend, and you and your inner being, 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 and your girlfriend, so that you've got that down, so that you don't get confused about which way you're leaning first, about what work you're doing first. Because otherwise, when you react to what's happening in your world, and it's not even possible to not react with those that you're walking around the planet with, with those that you are in the cabin with, of those that you're having your meals with, and the majority of your conversations. It's not possible not to be reacting to them. It's just not possible. You just cannot be in this state of sifting through data and sorting through information and not be reacting to things people say, or even things that people are feeling. All we're asking of you, we're not asking you to no longer react. We're just asking you to have your sea legs and the influence of your inner being before you react. Talk as much as you can, but only when you're in alignment. And so tend to that vibration first. And the thing about humans is that it's easier to give them your undivided attention because they're right there. They're in vivid, living color. You can hear them clearly. You can smell them. You can taste them. You can touch them. In other words, they are so vivid, and you've trained yourself to let them be the thing to which you are responding the most. And that's what gets it all screwy. If this powerful influence of this magnificent vortex that contains no resistance and everything you want, if that could just be what you are yielding to first, surrendering to first, and then your reaction, even though you would still have it, would be different. Your reaction would be one of understanding, not misunderstanding, of love, not something else, of clarity, not confusion. It's just sort of getting your priorities straight. That's all. And we know it's easier to believe in the reality of your girlfriend than it is the reality of your vortex. It's easier to believe in the reality of someone standing there and saying things to you. It's easier to believe in their influence. I'm leaving, or I don't like that, or I'm going to do this. It's easy to believe in that because they've proven their power. They've done all those things. They've slammed the door. They've said the words. They've scraped the car on something. They've done all those things. But you got to believe most in this pervasive, never-ending, eternal relationship that you have with who you are. And when you get that one out there first, and that's what you care about, that alignment most, then as you react, and you will, your reactions will be based on so much more information, so much more knowledge, so much the longer plan, you see.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know you do.
Okay.
Really good.